Accurexa is a biotechnology company focused on developing and commercializing cutting-edge neurological therapies based on their proprietary branch point device that delivers pinpoint accurate medications directly to specific regions of the brain. Let's learn more about branch point from George Yu, Accurexa's president and CEO. He joins us again on New to the Street. Welcome, George. How are you today?
Thank you. Thanks for inviting us.
Can you show us the difference between the old methodologies people have used to deliver the medications and what branch point is doing?
Sure. Let me show you a little bit the history of the device. So the inventor, Daniel Lim at UCSF, he was given this syringe actually when he participated in a stem cell trial. And he had to use this to deliver stem cells to the human brain. And if you look at this, and then here I got a skull model actually. He actually had to basically use the syringe and inject it into the brain. The issue with that, given that it's straight, he had to do it multiple times, up to 15 times. You have to go in and out, basically like this, and then move it over, and then inject it again. So every time, and if you look at the size of the syringe, every time you go in and out, obviously you can damage tissue, you can damage blood vessels, potentially cause bleeding and stroke. So he's basically said, you know, there must be something better than this. And if you look at this device now, this is what he basically invented. It's a very sophisticated, unique device. I think we've shown in some other videos that the device is bent, so you can actually use the device and inject very specifically the infusion volume to your target areas. And you only have one penetration, which is this one, and you can go in and out, you can rotate it, you can adjust it. So this is a device that's more advanced than the original syringe, which was, you know, this is a very regular syringe that's being used.
So a lot more accurate, and less injections means less potential side effects for the clients.
Exactly, that's right.
Great, great. What do you think the branch point can be in terms of future of this and kind of the treatment of brain cancers?
Well, the branch point device was developed specifically for the delivery of stem cells, given that the California Stem Cell Agency funded the development with $2 million in a grant. However, when we licensed the device, you know, we looked at other applications because the device can not only deliver stem cells, you can also deliver drugs like chemotherapy, you can deliver gene therapy to the human brain. And as a first market that we want to target with this device, we identified the treatment of brain cancer, given that if you look at current standard of care, which is the oral administration of temozolomide, you really have a drug delivery issue, given that there's a blood-brain barrier that protects the brain from any pharmaceuticals. And that's a pharmaceutical problem of delivering a drug effectively and safely to your tumor site. But you know, there's really no alternatives today to really penetrate the blood-brain barrier unless you use a surgical device that we have, and you can deliver the chemotherapy much more accurately and also at a much higher drug concentration than you could if you deliver it for oral administration.
So really the next generation of treatment for brain cancer.
That's how we view it, but ultimately it has to be proven in a clinical trial that we will be successful with this approach.
How is Accurexa different from other biotechnology companies and pharmacology companies? And what is your strategy, and how is that different from existing companies?
Well, if you look at biotech companies today, most of them are pharmacological companies, or they start out as a pharmacological company where we basically develop a drug. How we are different from the typical biotech is that we have a device that allows you to solve a very unique drug delivery problem. Typically, if you have a drug delivery problem, you try to solve it with a pill, you know, looking for a tablet that maybe slowly releases a drug, has better efficacy and side effects, basically a better pill. You improve the pill. Our uniqueness is that given that there's a blood-brain barrier, and it's really hard to solve that with a pill to penetrate that barrier. We're using a surgical tool, a device, to solve that fundamentally pharmacological problem. But in the end, we're basically solving a pharmacological problem with our device, and you know, hopefully bring a product to market that can, you know, extend the lives of brain cancer patients.
So really you're bringing new technology to an old industry, the pharmacological industry, and using a new delivery device to make sure that it's pinpoint accurate, Accurexa there,
exactly.
You know, to get that exactly where it needs to be and overcome those challenges.
Exactly, and we're also trying to create a new field by merging a device delivery technology with a pharmacological product, which is generic temozolomide, which is already approved for treatment of brain cancer. And we'll basically open up a new market or new application, which there's really not a established industry. I mean, there's not an established industry looking at drug delivery to the human brain with a device. So that's where we feel we're unique in the field.
Well, this is really exciting technology, not just from a technology standpoint, but from a medical standpoint as well. And it sounds like the future is wide open for you and your company in terms of the applications of this. It's really exciting. So thank you so much for being on today. I loved hearing about this and all the applications of it. And we look forward to hearing more from you in the future as you come back and speak to us again. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. To learn more about Accurexa and their branch point device, visit Accurexa.com.